social media anxiety and the anxiety that comes from media itself, which most media is social media now, at least they have outlets on social media. This is a real thing, and I'm going to talk about some ways in which you can not only overcome this, but some ways in which you can identify how this is affecting you and what to do about it. So come on back. How's it going, Nez Nation? It's yours truly, Professor Nez, your personal branding coach, executive career coach, online business strategist. I talk a lot about mindset and anxiety on this channel, and I'm going to leave a link to an unbelievable playlist that you have to go check out called Mindset Mastery. I've been studying this thing between your ears for over 25 years. I know a thing or two about anxiety, panic attacks, depression, mental health. So I'm going to leave a couple links in the description. Make sure you go check those out, okay? Now, regarding social media and media anxiety, this is really about understanding what's happening with all of our abilities to live, eat, sleep, and breathe right now in 2020 and beyond. And it's just going to get even faster. It's just going to get even more abundant. And I'm talking about technology and the fastness, the innovation of technology, and how it has literally consumed every fabric of our being, every fabric and facet to our lives, is something that a lot of people have a difficulty to grasp and have maybe even some reluctance and some hesitancies to even accept. But it just is. This is just the way it is. It's always been like that since the advent of technology. You know, even when cavemen were using sticks to open up, and break things and maybe attack animals for food. That was technology. Technology and human beings, they are interrelated now, back then, in the future, and forever. And right now we're dealing with a time and place in human history where we have been more connected, more exposed to one another than ever. And how does this relate to your well-being? How does this relate to your state of mind, your mindset, and where does this anxiety reside, and why am I even talking about media anxiety? Here's what I want to say. You may not realize this, and you may think that it's not as important, but the things that you consume end up shaping how you look at the world, how you behave, how you think about certain things, how you react to certain things, and they have an impact on you even subconsciously. So this is an extremely, extremely important topic, and I'm really want to dive deep into what exactly is media anxiety, what am I talking about, how does it have an impact on you, what are the motivations behind this, and how to overcome this, okay? The first thing that you need to understand is that all of these media organizations, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, what have you, all of these media outlets, things have changed over the last 10, 15 years, like something that, I've never seen before. Never mind the fact that social media, especially places like Twitter, basically give an outlet for anybody who's anybody to shout their opinion to the world. And let's face it, you got to be really, really honest. Most of the shouting is done in a pretty dramatic, extreme fashion. You see a lot more hate, a lot more negativity, a lot more fear, a lot more chastising, judgment now in a lot of these places. And believe me, I'm not saying that social media, I'm not one of these people. My whole entire business is really flourished in this era of mass communication. And I believe in communication. I believe in digital communication. I teach. I'm a digital media professor and business communications professor. But there has to be a way of doing it where it's smart, strategic, and you exercise this thing called critical thinking. There used to be a time and place. Some of you guys may be a lot younger than me. I remember living in a time where, media and journalism was defined by being something that was based on these three principles. Number one, objectivity. Objectivity. Objectivity means without any opinion, without any skewed or biased viewpoint. This is really important. Remember this. Number two is presenting facts. Presenting facts without any, lack thereof, which points to or which persuades or adds to the narrative of the entity in question. For example, why are we only seeing 30 seconds of a video on CNN, but maybe on Fox we're seeing 2 minutes of it. Why are they showing different parts of that? Why are they not presenting the entire picture or lack thereof picture so we can really get the full, point of view and the full aspect of what's really going on, all the facts? That's number 2. So objectivity and facts. And then number three has to do with delivery. I don't know if I mean, to me, somebody like a Sean Hannity, right? I'm going to take both extremes. I'm not going to just pick on one or the other. Somebody like a Sean Hannity over at Fox News. Those guys didn't exist 10, 15 years ago. Maybe even, I don't even know. Maybe even more recent than that. Guys like Don Lemon. I've never seen anything like this. You're the news anchor of a major media corporation, and you're ranting instead of reporting. And you're injecting your own personal subjective viewpoint and commentary. A lot of people make the argument that journalism is dead, that now all we have is these things called pundits, right? Pundits are people who basically give their hopefully informed political opinion or discourse on any given topic or subject. We've never seen anything like this. In the history of mankind, I've never seen anything like it, where two major news corporations, I'm going to go both. I'm going to be very, very neutral here. I'm going to present both cases. I'm not leaning one way or the other. Where these two big-time media corporations are literally not executing on the principles of journalism that have been in place for hundreds of years, which is objectivity, presenting facts, okay? And then number 3 is delivery. Their delivery. Don Lemon, the way he delivers the news is pregnant with all sorts of rhetorical devices, all sorts of rhetorical modes of persuasion. Basically just a very skewed, biased, subjective presentation. Same thing with the guys on the other side. I mean, I'm not excluding anybody. And so what does this mean to you? This is where critical thinking really comes into question. It's really what's happening now with social media and how this relates to social media anxiety is the algorithms are all designed to present to you information, news, media, entertainment that caters to your interests, and it reinforces your already rigid beliefs, thinking systems, processes, and ways of really making sense of things in the world. That translates into how you treat yourself, how you treat your family, how you treat your loved ones. It's a really, really big deal. And what I'm trying to say is the first step to overcome this, the first step to look at this and understand this for what it is these companies, these corporations that are supposed to be journalists, but essentially now they're just propagandist platforms. That's really what they are. They're both propagandists, both the right and the left. They're propagandist platforms. They are. Propagandist platform is basically they're selling their viewpoint. They want you to subscribe or opt in. That's what they're doing. That's the truth. Look at it yourself. Take your own kind of measurements. Take your own assessment. Use your own analytical skills, your own critical thinking skills. I think if you really do some investigation, you're going to find that what I'm saying has some validity to it. And I hope you do your own due diligence. I implore you to do that, okay? Don't ever take what anybody's saying for face value, including me. And that's the whole point of this video. What you're consuming really starts to imbibe itself into how you treat yourself, others, how you look at the world, and it might not necessarily be coming from a place of objectivity, a place of reason, a place of understanding, a place of looking at both sides and trying to listen and hear both sides, okay? And you have to understand that these corporations, they're focusing on one major thing that I see. Here's a pattern that I see that produces major anxiety, and that is divisiveness. They are dividing us. They are selling fear. They are selling that each side is propagandizing that the other side is trying to destroy our way of life, is trying to destroy our core values, trying to obliterate the rights, equalities, and freedoms and beautiful aspects of this thing called being a citizen of our great country is all about. And I want you to start to take heed of that and start to recognize that. And the key to overcoming this, the first step is awareness. Just be aware of it. Don't blindly accept everything that these corporations and these propagandists are selling you. If you start to see one side talk about a certain issue and a certain topic, and you start to identify, oh, look at how they focused on this. Look at how they're only showing half of this. Why are they discarding this avenue of approach? Why are they only looking at this thought process or this aspect of the case or aspect of the story? Why are they not including the entire picture? Identify that, and then try to think for yourself and say, well, let's see, what other facets to this story are there? Do I just blindly accept this because it reiterates and reinforces my own belief system? You see, the way that you avoid anxiety, the way that you avoid this media frenzy and this media hypocrisy that's going on is by first empowering yourself and understanding who you are and not being easily persuaded by this propagandist machine, and understanding that this is the main question you need to ask yourself. What do both of these entities, I'm taking the real extremes and the big dogs. I know there's all sorts of ancillary and other media corporations out there that are peripheral, but these are the big dogs, right? What do they have to gain by dividing us? What is it that they want us to do? Why do they want us to do that? Why do they want us to only believe in this side of the narrative and that side? That's how you empower yourself. Because the anxiety comes from, my gosh, they're selling fear. They're selling divisiveness. And the more you consume that, you start to feel antagonistic towards others. You start to feel fearful of others, fearful of other cultures, fearful of other races, fearful of other, ways of thinking, ways of being, where we're all part of this same fabric of society. We're all human beings. We're all here meant to live, collaborate, flourish with one another. This is not the way the world was supposed to work. This is not the way that it was supposed to go down. We're not meant to be divided. We're meant to be unified. Understanding that, look, you can have your opinion, I can have my opinion. It doesn't mean we have to hate each other. It doesn't mean that we have to, draw a line in the sand and say, well, since you believe that, I can't even be friends with you. I need to unfriend you on Facebook. I have seen so much mayhem and bedlam caused by these propagandists, so much anxiety, depression. I've seen families destroyed by this. And I don't want to see that happen to you. So number one is awareness. Number two is exercise your own critical thinking skills. Look and see very, very investigatively, very objectively. Try to see what is it that's going on here. Why? Ask questions. That's the third thing. Critical thinking, and they're all very interrelated. Critical thinking, then start asking questions. Once you've identified, hey, this is having an impact on me. Hey, there's a specific narrative that's being touted and conveyed to me. Now you need to start asking questions. Why? What do they have to gain? What's their purpose? What are they trying to get me to feel? Why are they trying to get me to feel that way about a certain topic? You need to look into this stuff. And the more you look into this stuff, you'll start to come to some beautiful realizations about media, social media, about the fact that everybody is really into their own agenda. And there's a whole bunch of dividers out there, but there's definitely the majority of us. We all just want to do our thing, get along, live our lives, take care of our families, inspire one another, help each other, love one another, and really respect each other. That's that these propagandists and these propagandist machines are not the norm. They are not the majority. You and I are. We're the majority. And I know that this can cause extreme anxiety. I know that this can cause extreme ill will towards your fellow man. And I hope to God you got something out of this video. I hope to God that this helped in some way, shape, or form. Take time to actually unplug from this stuff as well. We all carry around the news with us in our back pockets. We all carry around social media with us in our back pockets. We're on our phones, on our devices, our tablets, way more than we care to admit. There's beauty in really detoxing. There's beauty in unplugging. There's beauty in turning that device off. As much as I'm an advocate for the power of this technology, and I love this technology, I love being able to communicate and be able to transact business with people who live on, other sides of the continent, other sides of the globe. This is the kind of downside of that. And so take heed of this. Use what God gave you. Use what the universe gave you, which is this beautiful ability to critically discern, critically think for yourself, trust your intuition, look at these things, investigate for yourself. Don't just accept it, slop it up, and ask for seconds without questioning it. That is the sign of a intelligent, well-adjusted, really informed and self-aware human being. And so I hope you got a lot out of this video. I really, really thank you so much. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of social media anxiety? What do you think of the things that I've been talking about, the propagandist theories, and what these conglomerates are really after, and questioning these things and investigating these things? What do you think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Please leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget, I've got amazing playlists in the description down below. Mindset Mastery, along with a whole bunch of other ones. Personal branding, online business. If you're interested in stuff like that, go check it out. Thank you so much. Have an amazing time. Think for yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.